Yes, it is here now. The Synth Energy synthesizer I made in Reactor 5, um, which is a program made by Native Instruments. And here it is. I'm going to explain what it is or what it do, and then I'll explain how I made it. So let's get to it. It's a three oscillators. Here's one. Here's two. That's a tabs. So when I click, you can't see the tabs, but when you click on the oscillator one name, you see oscillator one. Then when you click oscillator two, you see two. You can get the multi-mode filter right here. Then you have a boost, which is like a boost slash like tube driver. This is a high pass cutoff. Then you have your LFO for your filter, and you can actually, even if when you're using these filters, you can use that high pass cutoff too, and the boost. Then I got oscillator 3, and this is the multi sample playback, which is like it's multiple sounds, multiple maps of sounds. So I only have a few. I think I have like 7 or 8. But as I update the synthesizer, I'm gonna add more sounds to it. It's gonna be crazy. So but for right now, it's limited. But then on these oscillators, you have a selection where you can pick from wavetables. So you got your normal saw, tri, par, and pulse noise, and then when you get down to wave, you come to this list and you can choose from a selection of wavetables. So it's like a wavetable sound slash multi sample playback engine there. All right. Then you come down to effects. You get your EQ, chorus, delay, reverb, tube simulator, phaser, flanger. Then you have your scope, which is basically shows you the waveform. And then you have your recorder, which you can actually record your performance. Or this also could be used as a multi-effects processor. So it has an input, and this is the input level right here that you can run your songs through, your vocals, another synthesizer, anything through using these filters, your boost, your high pass cutoff, all these effects, and record into this recorder and record the whole performance, and then record it and save it as a wave. So that's pretty cool. If you sampling a record, there's a way you can sample a record and put it in the multi playback, which is a lot more technical doing that, but it's possible. I could actually sample a record, run through the filters and the effects, and then put it in my multi playback engine. So it's pretty crazy. All right, so let's get into it. Basically, this is the structure. Here's the synth right here, and here's my effects. Here's my scope. Where I can, showing you, we can, it shows you the waveform. And here's a recorder, and then there's the output. So if I go into the instrument, here is the oscillator 1 and 2, oscillator 3, and playback. If I go inside, how to make the oscillator. Basically, well, let me show you the structure first. Basically, on this synthesizer, here is the R and L, the left and right. This is the input. Right now I have it disconnected. So if I go out, as you see, normally I would have this connected here because this is the input, the mic, or the input. I will wire this to L and R, which is L and R. I have that wired to my input, that input volume that I showed you earlier. This is this. And basically all that is if you go to right click, macro, building blocks, amps and mixers, it's just a one channel amp. That's all it is. You go to one channel amp, this is what you get. So you look inside. What I actually did was I altered it. Normally, in this one channel amp, you have one input. What I did is went inside that amp. And this is what I love about Reaktor, because you can change everything to mold to what you wanted to do. So what I did was I went inside, I right clicked, built-in module, math, and I hit add, and that came up with this. So I wired this to the input, because normally that input was wired straight to this mixer input, but I put this add-on here, and I wired that to the input, and then I put another input to wire to this. So that's why I have two inputs on a one channel mixer. How about that? Alright, so that's how I got two inputs. I left and right. So I wired this single channel mixer, and I wired it to this, because with these in the math, like, you got addition or add or subtract. Add, or you can add on inputs. Like, basically you right click on them, because naturally when you go to them, built-in module, math, and add, you only come with two inputs. What you do is right click on it, go to properties, and it says minimum number of ports. It says 1. Make it 3. That's how you get 3. Boom. You want 4? Get 4. 5. Just as many as you want. So I altered it, and I added more inputs to that add. So that's how that's how I can run through my one channel input into this add into the multi-filter. Once I got it in the multi-filter, it was going to run through everything else. Because see, I got my multi-filter running into the Pro 52 filter. Alright. Then I have a high pass, a high shelf EQ right there, which is that high pass filter that I used. That's how that boost act like a tube simulator. That's how it's kind of acting like a boost or a tube driver. And then that's running to the LNR, which is the outputs over here, which is these two LNRs, into the effects. So that's why when I go input, it runs from the input into the filter, into the high shelf EQ, then into the outputs, into the effects. That's why I ran through everything once I got it to go to my filter. So tune into the next video to find out how I structured everything else. All right.